In this fast era, the role of patya is very important because the peoples are more suffering with the lifestyle disorder. And as such, if we'll ask the person, they will tell, we are taking all the routine things, all the routine food, we are doing exercise, that, this, everything they'll tell. But still, somewhere we are getting some mistake. So by that itself, maybe we are suffering with many lifestyle disorder. So I had chosen the topic, so it will be apt to the seminar also. So I have taken this topic, implication of patya in day-to-day practice. So what is health exactly? In Ayurveda and modern, both they explain in the same dimension, like the state of complete physical, mental, social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. The same thing in Ayurveda also it is given, samadosha samagnischa, samadhatu malakriya, prasanna atmendriya mana, swastha ityabhidyate. That is, when all these are in the equilibrium state, that is dosha, dhatu, agni, malakriya, and also the mind. When all these are in the balanced state, then only the maintenance of health will take place. Here, certain specific features has been given. That is how we can identify, how we can understand that person is healthy. In Kashyapa Samhita, in Kilastana, it's given as Annabhilasha, that is the person who is having the desire towards the food. This is kept at the beginning itself as a prime importance given to the Anna Abhilasha, the desire towards the food. Uktasya Paripakaha, whatever he consumes, that everything will undergo digestion in a proper time, that is in a comfortable manner. Sushta Vinmutra Vatatva Sharirasya tu Lagava, that is in a timely evacuation will take place, and also the body will be very light. The person will feel the body is very light. Then Suprasanna Indriyatva, like nowhere they left this Indriya, Mana and all. See here, how the person will get the arogya lakshana, how we can identify. In that prasanna indriya, prasanna atma also has been included here. Then sukha swabodhakam, and normally in a timely the person should get the sleep. In that way, if it is there, we can consider that person is healthy. Balavarna ayusho labha saumanasya samagnitaha, that is here balavarna ayushaha, that the body strength, color, complexion, the luster, when it is imitating in a normal way, then we need to consider him as a arogyavanta or healthy person. Vidyad arogya lingam, these all are considered as a features of healthy person. Now coming to the patyahara, what is the role of this patyahara? As we are knowing, the body itself it is nothing but made up of this ahara itself. Like the balanced state, it is maintained by the ahara. It is the prime role having in this maintenance of the health. If we take the gross meaning of this patya ahara, it's a wholesome diet and suitable for the person. Hello? Okay. And which is not contributing any adverse effect of body as well as mind, and which is good for the srotas. Here pata word which indicates the marga or the srotas or the channel. Okay, so which gives proper benefit to the srotas, which gives proper circulation in the srotas. That itself is considered as patya. And coming to the ahara as well as in the aspect of chikitsa, hite chikitsado, that is which is wholesome for the treatment aspect also. Hitakaraka Vaishya Dravya, like which is suitable as a dravya also, ahara dravya also. That is itself is named as patyahara. Here definition is like patyam pato anapetam yadya choktam manasa priyam. Here manasa priyam, which is comfortable to the mind. It is not as such comfortable to the tongue. Maybe the sweet taste is good for the tongue, but may not be good for the body as such. Tiktarasa maybe may not be palatable to the tongue, but it is good for the body. So in that way, we have to consider Manasa Priyam. Next is coming to the nutrition as such. In Ayurveda, very clearly it has been mentioned, Nacha ahara समम किंचित वैशिज्यम उपलभ्यते शक्यते अपि अन्नमात्रेण नरः कर्तुं निरामयः. That is न च ahara sama, that is there is no other equivalent substance which is as similar to the ahara to the body. It itself is considered as a medicine. Ahara itself is considered as medicine. Here shakyate api anna matrena, only through the anna itself the person can become a niramaya. The person can be a out of disease itself. Here nutrition forms a basic component of a health. That is here basic components, that whatever we are providing in the form of food, these all are the basic components, basic nutrients to build our body. Next, as such, what exactly the nutrition as such, it is completely depend on the food. There is no other source which will provide the nutrition. It is completely depend on the food as such. And meanwhile, if it is necessary to decrease any disease, then also it is through the nutrition itself, through the food itself. And diet plays an important role in the maintenance of the health. As it is given by the Robert Crescent, here there is a single factor in the promotion of health and also the maintenance of health, that itself is the food. Next is here, what and all the benefits out of this patya by the proper diet as such. Ahara prinano sadhya bhala krut dehadharakaha ayu stejaha samutsaha smriti yoja agni vivardhanam. That is here, it does the prinana, it increases the nourishment as such. Sadhyo balakaraha, it provides the strength as such. Dehadharakaha, it gives the support to the body. Ayu teja, it increases the ayu, the lifespan, and also teja, which increases the luster in the body. Then utsaha, enthusiasm, and also ojo vriddhikaraha, and also agni vriddhikaraha. And in classics, it is given already, it has been enlisted that what and all things supposed to be taken and what not supposed to be taken. And nowadays we are not much bothered about all these things. We are not taking much of us, we are not taking this one. If we are following that one, then our health may improve still more in a better way. Here, as it is mentioned in Charaka Samhita, Nitya Sevaniya Dravya like Shashtika Shali, Mudga, Saindava, Amalaki, then Antariksha Jala, Kshira, and Ghrita, Jangala Mamsarasa, Madhu. These all are considered as Nitya Sevaniya Dravya. That means Sarvakala, like always, in all the time, we can consider this one. And again, there is a question, is it is common for all the people, all person can able to take this one or not? Once again, Purusham Viksha. Once again, we need to consider individual as a separate entity, and according to that, we can give. Like here, Madhu is given, if Kapha Prakriti is there, you can go with the Madhu. Or if Pitta Prakriti person is there, you can go with the Sarpi. Like, we should be very much choosy. It is not like Nitya Sevaniya Dravyas are given, everything can be adopted. So during adaptation of the concept what it is given in the classics, that is once again depend on the yukti of a person. Coming to the apatyahara, here many things has been given like vallura, shushka, shaka, shaluka, like dried vegetables should not be taken, like that little bit that tubers and all not to be taken. Like even the krusha, mamsa should not be consumed. Like limitations also has been given. This is our duty, need to be identified that what should be taken and what is good for the body, and only that should be consumed. And coming to the other information, scattered information related to the patya and apatya, if we'll go through with the Tasya Shiti Adhyaya or any Rutucharya in any other classics also, maybe in Ashtangodaya or Sushruta, wherever this Rutucharya has been given, the patya and apatya has been given. It's not like patya, related to patya only minimal things are explained. Okay, it's in a wider range. It has been elaborated in our classics. Like patya related to Shishira and Hemanta Rutucharya. As patya, we can take this snigdha ahara, amla rasa, lavana rasa, mamsa rasa in that anupa and jangala mamsa rasa. Then prasa mamsa is indicated. Then in madira, like seedu or honey can be taken, or gokshira, ikshurasa, navadanya, ushna jala is indicated. Then abhyanga and shiro abhyanga is indicated. Then jaintaka sweda and wearing the cloth which is having very thick one like guru pravarana, that is also indicated. And vyayama and vyavaya is indicated. These patya are mentioned by considering the strength of the person, like agni bala and also sharira bala, dosha bala. This all patya has been given. And in the list of apatya, lagu ahara, vatavardhaka ahara, shita vata, exposure to the cold breeze, and intake of peya and mantha. These all like which will digest very fast. Such things are not indicated. These all are mentioned, that indicates like Rutu Satmya, following of the Rutu Satmya is mandatory things, so that one can maintain the healthy condition. And is it only limited to the as routine things or daily intake, or is it related to the Kala? If we come across with each and every disease after explanation of the chikitsa yoga, there very clearly it is mentioned the what are the patya dravya, what are the apatya dravya not to be consumed. Here I had mentioned this Jwara chapter. In that Jwara, the person, if he is suffering with the Jwara fever, then these all things to be done, and next it is not to be done. Like here, apatya, like Navajware, Diva Swapna, Snana Abhyanga na Maitunam, Krodha Pravata Vyayaman Kashayascha Vivarjer. That is, what and all things should not be done. Like Diva Swapna is not indicated, Snana is not indicated, Abhyanga is not indicated, then Maituna is not indicated, or Krodha, that is emotional variation, also not indicated. Whatever which increases the Vata, those things should be avoided in the Navajwara condition. And also Kashaya need to be avoided. And what and all Patya here, what the person can able to take here during the Jwara fever, that is Raktashali, that's a variety of grain. Raktashali can be taken, Purana Shashtika Shali can be taken, Yava, Odana, Laja. That is, this is the indication that if the person is suffering with Rasa Pradoshita Vikara, then he is supposed to go with the Lagu Ahara or Langana or Lagu Ahara. So here, this is a clue. This is a few examples they had given. According to that, we can extend our knowledge while adopting this patya. And coming to the Padamshika Krama, if knowingly or unknowingly the person is addicted or habituated to take the Ahita Ahara, then how one can stop that one, or how one can come out from that? For that, in Charaka Samhita, very clearly it is mentioned Padamshika Krama, that is gradual reduction of Ahita Ahara and gradual increase of Hita Ahara. Okay, so gradual, how that also here while mentioning, it is not the abrupt stoppage. Even though patya, even though apatya, abruptly stoppage of anything which will cause us the maybe withdrawal symptom or any such types of disease to person. So better in a gradual manner. I mentioned one, it is according to the Charaka as such, and second one it is according to the Gangadhara. Here in Charaka, within this the Patyahara, the balancing need to be done. That has been quoted. Like 1/4 of Padamshika is 1/4. That is daily 1/4 of that food need to be reduced. Like Ahitahara 1/4. need to be reduced and 3/4 need to be consumed. And in the same way, second and third day half, and in fourth and fifth day 3/4 and 3/4, that is sixth day, that is hitahara need to be consumed, and seventh day completely hitahara. And as per my opinion, the Gangadhara's opinion, what it is there, that is suitable more, because suddenly stopping of anything, it may harm the person. Here more days has been quoted to come out from ahitahara to the hitahara, apatya to the patya. Like here 10 days they have scheduled to come back from ahitahara to the hitahara. And very clearly it is mentioned in the Charaka Chikitsa Sthana 30th chapter, after explanation of all the disease related to Sharira, related to Manas, everything, after explanation of that, in the last chapter, in the 30th chapter, very clearly they have specified that manonukula patya, whatever patya you are giving, that should be manonukula. It should be comfortable to the person, individual. Manaso arthanukulyadvi, that is manaso arthanukula, like mano anukula patya, how it need to be given, what and all will give benefit to the Sharira, which will help for the maintenance of the healthy status, and also Ruchi, Bala, Tushti, Urjakaraha, which will increases the taste, which increases the strength. Such type of dravya are to be given. Like if person is suffering with the fever, then he for him Tikta Rasa or Kashaya Rasa Pradhana dravyas are beneficial. Here maybe it is not as such palatable, but for that person it is going to give benefits, like it will increase the arogya. Okay, such type of things need to be considered. Here manaso anukulam means it is not comfortable to the mind or the taste. It is in the long term, it should give certain healthy benefit. Then sukopa bhogata cha syad, that is sukopa bhogata. Here sukha in terms of arogya they had given, and also which causes the balakshas, those all are not to be consumed, even though it is manonukula. If it is harmful to the body, that should be avoided. And in apatya, very clearly it is mentioned, which will reduces, which is quite opposite to this, which reduces the strength of the body, which reduces the energy level in the body. Those all things to be avoided. And here in Charaka Samhita, it is given like in Matra Shiti Adhyaya, Tacha Nityam Prayunjita Swastha Ena Anuvartate Ajatanam Vikaranam Anutpatikaram. Like here, if the person is following a healthy diet, and if the whatever it is mentioned in the classics, if he is following everything and considering all different aspects, maybe the routine things, maybe the seasonal changes, maybe in aspect of disease, if the person is doing all this, then there is no matter of disease manifestation. It will act in a preventive measure also, as well as if the already disease is manifested in them also, it is going to give benefit. So one should follow whatever the patya and apatya is mentioned in the classic, that need to be followed. Otherwise, we all are we are all following the samashana, like in combination of patya and apatya we are consuming, and it is a cause for many sorts of disease. For this, one of the example I had taken here, how minutely in text the ahara dravyas are mentioned. This is our duty, that how much we need to understand and how much we need to adopt in the clinical practice. For that, here one example I had taken, that is takra. Here, patya, as a patyatama, this is also one of the substance given, that is takra, and it is having very great nutritional value also, as it is considered as amrita also, because it increases the digestive power. And daily intake of buttermilk, which will enhances the digestive power, and also which will balances the tridosha. Okay, so and also this is in the aspect of food, but if in the treatment aspect, in the combination of this takra, different drugs can be added and it can be used in different purposes. So here like in Udara Chikitsa it is given, even in Arsha Chikitsa it is given. Like along with Takra, what we are adding, according to that it will changes its benefit. So here Takra is such a thing, such a food article that can be consumed daily, and also it can be used as a medicine also. And various preparation also can be done through the Takra. And as a media, even in the different bhavana purpose we can use, even for the preparation like Shodhanartha we can use, like Takra having benefit in other aspects also. And in therapeutic aspect, like Takra Basti can be done, or Takra Dhara, or Takra Pana, these all different aspects. But when nowadays if we are considering buttermilk need to be consumed daily, so which type of buttermilk need to be consumed? Directly we will prepare the buttermilk and we will consume. Is any such information it's given in the text, and how much we are following? For that, here if we take the definition of takra, it is a fermented milk product, and for how many days that fermentation need to be done, and what and all the qualities are there, that we have to consider. It should be amla pradhana and little bit madhur rasa and kashaya rasa should be there. In that way it need to be consumed. Once again, on the base of the dosha, which benefit we are expecting, on the base of that this fermentation need to be followed. And here this is like there are two types of takra as such, sasneha takra and ruksha takra. Once again, when in which condition we are using this type of takra, it is once again if vata pradhana person is there, like vata prakriti person is there, sasneha takra he can consume daily. If he is a kapha pradhana person is there, then here ruksha pradhana takra can be used. So here this itself indicates our acharyas were keenly explain what is suitable to individual. This is left to the person which type of the things he is consuming. Okay, how much he is understanding and how he is consuming. Everything it is given in the text, maybe in very hidden form or in the elaborative form it is given, but it's left to us how we will understand, how we will extend our knowledge in the routine practice. Here there are two types of takra, sasneha takra and the ruksha takra. And even other categories, other three types of takra has been mentioned, that is ruksha takra, ishat snigdha takra and snigdha takra. In that also the creamy part, the butter part, if it is taken out, then that completely taken out, that is ruksha takra. Ishat snigdha takra, that is half is removed, that is after first time it is churned, that little bit need to be removed, and how it will be that is ardha dhrita sneha, that is ishat sneha. One more term is ishat sneha, that can be consumed. And next is here snigdha takra. There takra along with the that creamy part, what it is there, without removing the that butter part. Okay, here also there are three different varieties they had given, that we supposed to understand which type of takra is beneficial to the body. Next, again, the classification of takra has been given on the basis of the quantity of water added to the takra and method of preparation, how we are preparing. That is previously what it is given, no? Like ruksha takra, snigdha takra, ardha snigdha takra, what it is there. Here that is the method of preparation, how we are preparing. And quantity of water, that is more liquefied or the density should be more. On the basis of that also the classification has been given. And that is here four types of classification given in the Bhava Prakasha. That is Gola, Mati Matita and Takra and Udashvita. Like here Gola, that is curd, is churned without addition of any water, and butter will be removed from it. Like that, just it is a churning, like just it is a mixing. We can take it as mixing without doing any, without adding any water, just we are mixing. Like Matita, next is churning the curd without addition of water, but the creamy, that cream part need to be removed off. That is here Matita. Next is Takra, addition of 1/4 part of water, and the cream should be removed after adding of the water. Like if we'll keep it as it is, that super layer that will get collect, that butter should be taken off, and that need to be considered as Takra. Udashvita, like equal quantity of water need to be added, like half of the takra and remaining half need to be added with the water. So here that will be considered as Udashvita. Okay, here this shows the quantity of water as well as the method of preparation. On the base of this also the takra classification has been given. What I mean to say here, maybe the simple substance, simple liquid routinely we are using. In that also we can alter the action of the dravya. We can alter according to our suitability, according to our body prakriti. So we can alter that one. According to that we can consume that. Okay. So further here, if we come across with the benefits as such, the Gola variety of Takra is beneficial in Vata and Pittahara, acts as Vata and Pittahara. Matita variety, Kapha and Pittahara. Udashvita, which is Kapha Pradhana, in that condition where already the snehata is there in the body, so half of the water need to be, like more watery content need to be consumed, and also which will like it will provide this strength also. In that way we can use this one. Next is here the plain kashaya, this takra, which is added with 1/4 part of the water, like kashaya, madura and amla rasa pradhana will be there, and also lagu guna, which is very light for the digestion. It increases the digestive power and also which nourishes the body. So these all certain benefits out of this. Here the substance is one, but the mode of preparation and the substance what we are adding with that, here that function is going to alter. It's not like the person is sometimes they will tell, I'm taking this mudga, in which way he is consuming and in which form. These all depending on that itself the benefit is going to provide. Next is here, according to doshi condition, different combination. At the beginning only I said the takra along with different substance, it's going to act in a different way. Like you now vata prakriti person are in vataja vyadi, then the takra should be added with shunti, saindava lavana, okay, like which are vata hara and also which are digestifier. Such type of dravya need to be added to the takra and that to be processed. Okay, and by that the little bit more benefit will be provided to the vataja prakriti person or vataja vyadi. Next, coming to the pittaja vikara or pitta prakriti person, takra along with the sharkara is beneficial. Next here takra along with the Sharadravya or Trikatu will be beneficial in the Kapha Vikara. Okay, and along with Hingu, Jiraka, Saindava Lavana, in case of Grahani, it can be used. Like in certain diseases, certain variation can be done, and even the Takra Rishta has been given, and Takra Rishta has been given, and also which will provide the taste and also which increases the digestive power. Then here that is takra along with the guda can be given, that is in case of mutrakucha where difficulty for micturition. In that case takra along with the guda can be administered. Then in Panduroga takra along with the chitrak can be given. Next, here not only how it to be processed and how it to be administered along with what it to be given, it's not only that one. Here even contraindication also has been given, in which condition takra is not beneficial and not to be consumed. Okay, so here mainly contraindicated in the pitta and the vata vikara. Like sometimes it is not in all the condition. Sometimes it is not indicated. It is not indicated because it is little bit lagu. Maybe it increases the vata. Okay. In that case, if the person need to be taken, then it need to be added with certain types of substances, and it need to be altered, and it can be consumed. And some like related to kala, like in Grishma Ritu, wherever vata is more, in that case we need to consider a little bit more than because the takra is lagu in nature, it will digest very fast. So considering all those factors, here we are supposed to follow. And in case of certain diseases like Rakta Pitta, Daha, Brahma, like where the excessive Udaka is not consumed. In that case, this Takra Sevana also, it is not indicated. But in some of the cases, if it is mandatory to take, then a person need to consume by altering the preparation, by altering the substance as such. Coming to the nutritional value of the buttermilk, as even in the other classics, even in modern science also, it is given like buttermilk is good for the health. Our Ayurveda is not entirely separate one, entirely different one, so that entirely different. It is not at all like that. That nutritional value is like in 100 grams, energy 40 kilocalories will be there, and carbohydrates 4.8 gram, fat 0.9 gram, and protein 3.3 grams. Then calcium 116 mg, that is 12%, that is calcium rich one, and vitamin A, then vitamin C, and vitamin like here 1% of vitamin A, and vitamin C 4%, and iron will be 1%. And here it is a rich source of calcium, so one can consume. If such a condition is there, then one can go with the buttermilk as such. And here, if we understand in terms of other contemporary sciences, here the buttermilk is a very good drink because it is probiotic and prebiotic. It acts in both the ways, so that whatever necessary bacteria are there in the necessary bacteria are needed in the colon, those all will be produced by the buttermilk, so that the probiotic activities will be activated by the buttermilk. Here intake of buttermilk also contribute in these all ways. This is a scientific reasoning how it will improve the health. And even it will increases the digestive power, it increases the the healthy status, it clears the gut in a very apt manner, very clearly. So in overall it will support the health. So coming to the conclusion as such, patye sati gadartasya kimaushada nishevanaihi, patye asati gadartasya kimaushada nishevanaihi. That is, here the one who is not following the patya, in them what is the use of this aushada? In meanwhile, if the person is following the patya, then in them there is no matter of aushadhi at all. That means if the person is consuming the patya, then he will not suffer with the disease at all. Then what is the necessary of aushada? So this is a very famous quote. Usually we will come across while talking about the patya as such. And patya and apatya is very basic mandatory aspect which is scattered throughout our text in different area. This is our duty that to understand this patya ahara in a very proper manner and to adopt adopt in daily routine practice. Patya is very necessary both for swastha and atura in disease condition and also for the healthy condition. And patya are having equal role in the preventive aspect also. So here, of course, along with this, even the proper vihara, proper physical activities, maintenance of the emotions, and these all different aspects, those all are, it is in a comprehensive manner we need to understand. But even for the maintenance of the health of mind, also it is depend on the food which type of we are consuming. So always we should consider which type of food supposed to be supposed to be consumed and how it's supposed to follow. So with this I conclude.